Among the 10 items on this list, there is one item whose retail price elsewhere is nearly 20 times the figure you see at Dollar Tree, and I bet you won't be able to guess which one it is until you watch this entire video. You'd be awesome if you subscribed and liked this video. 1. Large Print 7-Day Pill Organizer. The weekly pill sorter costs just $1.25. And what keeps many customers coming back to buy a few more organizers after just one trial is the large print on each compartment, which is clearly readable even as eyesight declines with age. So you don't have to fumble for your glasses when rushing to organize your pills every morning. Precisely because it is so easy to read, opening the box needs to be equally convenient, and the assist lid pops open with just one hand, eliminating the struggle with those stiff plastic boxes sold at pharmacies. Yet, CVS still sells equivalent pill organizers for up to $9, 7 to 8 times the figure you pay here, making me think Dollar Tree might have mispriced this item rather than intentionally selling it that cheaply. Thanks to the fairly spacious compartments, you can neatly arrange 4 to 5 types of vitamins at the same time without them overlapping or getting mixed up. Though the plastic material is a bit thin, so you should avoid hard impacts that could break the lid hinges. To make up for that lightness, it opens up a completely different use from the original, as many people also utilize the box to sort small screws or sewing needles and threads, turning a medical item entirely into a home organization helper, and all wrapped up in just $1.25 is truly an incredible steal for such a versatile item. To maintain that durability over the long term, you should place the organizer in a dry place, away from direct sunlight, to prevent the vitamins inside from degrading. And if you plan to stop by the store to look for it, check the lid hinges carefully right at the counter before checking out. Because if you see them intact in their original seal, you should buy 2 to 3 boxes at once, as new shipments usually sell out very quickly. 2. People's Choice Magnesium Support. At a pharmacy like Walgreens, a bottle of Sleep Support Magnesium typically costs up to $10, while at Dollar Tree, this 12-count bottle of People's Choice Magnesium Support is only $1.25, and its effectiveness is not cut down at all. Although the tablet form is not as soft as a soft gel, the pill size is quite compact, making it much easier to swallow than many large multivitamins that older adults often dread taking. The magnesium dosage in each tablet helps relax muscles and reduce calf cramps in the middle of the night, a silent cause that makes quite a few people lose sleep, without knowing where the root of the problem lies. The benefits of these tablets do not stop at night. During the day, many people also use them to reduce nerve stress. So for just $1.25, you own a product that serves both time slots of the day. Not a few customers have given feedback to store employees that after a few weeks of consistent use before bedtime, they finally achieved a full night's sleep until morning, no longer awakened in the middle of the night by sudden random cramps. The bottle only contains 12 tablets, so it is quite small compared to the 60 to 90 count bottles sold at pharmacies. And this is a point to keep in mind if you want to use it long term, as you may need to buy a few bottles at the same time. Taking it about an hour before bedtime is a little tip passed around by many to achieve the best calming effect. When stopping by to buy, don't forget to check the expiration date printed on the bottom of the bottle before checking out. Because even though this is a fast-moving item and most have long expiration dates, occasionally there is still a bottle nearing expiration mixed in on the shelf that you should avoid. The next item has a mildly sweet taste like candy, but is being viewed by many as a way to take care of joints without Western medicine. 3. Turmeric and Ginger Gummies. It is just $1.25 for a bag of gummies, whereas CVS or Walgreens sells similar turmeric and ginger lines for up to $18, a gap of nearly 15 times that causes quite a few people standing in front of the shelf to pick it up and reread the price tag twice because they cannot believe it. This is exactly the kind of discrepancy that makes many people question whether Dollar Tree is selling this item below cost, because with the cost of real turmeric, ginger, and black pepper ingredients, the $1.25 figure is almost not enough to cover production cost if calculated by normal market standards. The turmeric and ginger ingredients in these turmeric and ginger gummies are combined with black pepper, a formula that premium supplements also use to increase the body's absorption capacity, bringing a natural anti-inflammatory effect without having to rely on Western medicine every day. The mildly sweet, easy-to-chew gummy form is also a big plus, especially for older adults who often have difficulty swallowing the hard tablets or large capsules that expensive brands typically use. Stiff finger joints in the morning are familiar to quite a few people at this age, and having a bag of candy costing less than $1.50 readily available right in the kitchen drawer makes taking supplements much easier. The downside is that the bag is quite small, which is convenient to carry around, but runs out pretty quickly if used consistently every day. So many people take the opportunity to buy a few bags at the same time when they see such a great bargain. In addition to joint protection, many people also view this as a healthy snack to replace regular sweet candies. It should be used after meals so that the turmeric essence absorbs best along with fats from food, which is a little tip many people overlook when first buying it. After all, when an item is over a dozen times cheaper than the market, but the quality remains the same, it is the clearest sign that the store is accepting a sacrifice in profit to retain customers month after month. 4. Simply Lemonade, 52 fluid ounces. The retail price at traditional supermarkets or on delivery apps like DoorDash is typically from $4 to $5 for a 52 fluid ounce bottle of Simply Lemonade, while at Dollar Tree, the exact same volume is only $3. So for families who often host weekend barbecues, this price difference adds up quite noticeably if buying multiple bottles at the same time to entertain guests. Not a few people who used to buy it out of habit at a large supermarket near their home have completely switched to stopping by Dollar Tree whenever they need to stock up on refreshments for their family, simply because it is the exact same bottle, the exact same brand, but the price is clearly cheaper without having to compromise on quality. What makes this bottle chosen by many people lies not only in the price, but also in the fact that it is made from real fruit juice, containing no artificial flavors or preservatives, which is completely different from those pre-made sodas full of artificial colorings displayed right next to it on the shelf. Since it is made from real squeezed lemon juice, the natural sugar content in the bottle is quite high, and this is something those who need to control their blood sugar should note before drinking a lot. Fortunately, the fix is simple. Just mix in a little filtered water and ice cubes to both reduce the intense sweetness and help one bottle last longer for large gatherings. So there is no need to buy many bottles at the same time while still having enough to serve the whole family. Someone even shared that since the day they found out Dollar Tree also sells this exact same familiar brand, they no longer see any reason to continue paying extra money elsewhere for the exact same product, from the packaging to the flavor. In addition to drinking it directly in the usual way, many people also utilize this bottle to mix in honey and warm water to make lemon tea for cold relief when the weather turns chilly, or pour it into molds to make cool fruit popsicles for their children and grandchildren to beat the heat on hot summer days, turning a simple, refreshing beverage into multiple items that can be used year-round. 5. Cooking concepts. Rubber jar openers. Being unable to open a newly purchased glass pasta sauce jar on your own is a familiar situation for many people with finger arthritis. And this small rubber item is exactly the thing that solves that very problem right at the kitchen counter every day. The flexible rubber material has extremely high grip, helping to maximize friction to open stubborn bottle caps and glass jars without needing as much hand strength as before. The application of the rubber jar opener does not stop at opening jar lids. Many people also place it under cutting boards to prevent slipping on the kitchen counter when chopping vegetables, or use it to twist open soda bottle caps that are screwed on too tightly to open. For families with older adults living alone, such a small item helps them manage on their own in the kitchen without having to wait for their children or grandchildren to drop by and help every time they need to open a jar. At Target or Amazon, a similar durable hand assist tool is usually priced from $5 to $8. So when learning that this rubber piece at Dollar Tree is a mere $1.25, quite a few customers have to ask the staff again to make sure they read the price correctly, because a 4- to 6-fold discrepancies like that is rarely seen in a durable item that can be reused long-term. But you need to note that the rubber piece can tear if overstretched or exposed to sharp objects, so it needs to be stored carefully after use, avoiding keeping it together with knives and scissors in the kitchen drawer. Wiping your hands and the jar lid dry before use to let the rubber achieve maximum grip is a little tip to help the tool unleash its full potential. Because if your hands or the jar lid are still wet, the friction will decrease significantly. An item that solves an everyday living problem that would otherwise require purchasing a specialized tool many times more expensive. That is what makes many customers come back to buy a few more to keep as backups around the house. There's a small item listed below that many families with elderly members consider indispensable in the bathroom. 6. Home Collection Slip-Resistant Shower Mat. Slipping in the bathroom is one of the most common causes of accidents for older adults when bathing alone, and hundreds of small suction cups underneath the surface of this slip-resistant shower mat grip tightly to wet ceramic tile floors, significantly reducing that risk from the very first time stepping into the bathtub. Not stopping at lining the inside of the bathtub, many people also place an extra mat in front of the bathroom door to avoid slipping right when stepping out, or layer it under a regular doormat to increase grip for the entire surrounding area. The suction cup mechanism works best on flat ceramic tile surfaces, so on floors with many deep grout lines or uneven textures, the grip may not be as secure. Home Depot sells similar lines of non-slip mats for a minimum of $12, a price that many families still accept paying because they think it has to be expensive to be truly safe in the bathroom. Whereas this mat at Dollar Tree is only $1.25 and still delivers that exact same suction grip mechanism, a price that is less than 1/10 compared to the $12 at Home Depot. Regular cleaning is required to prevent mold and mildew buildup under the suction cups, especially in climates that are humid year-round. And hanging the mat upside down to drain after each shower is a small habit that helps maintain long-term grip, extending its lifespan instead of having to replace it constantly, like many other low-priced mats on the market. 7. Storage Essentials Clear Rotating Turntable. Reaching for a salt shaker located deep in the corner of a kitchen cabinet is a familiar situation for many people with shoulder joint pain, and the 360-degree rotation of this turntable solves that exact problem with just a gentle flick of the wrist, bringing everything right in front of your eyes without having to bend over or stand on your tiptoes. The transparent acrylic plastic is both highly aesthetic and helps you see exactly what is inside immediately, unlike those opaque plastic turntables that force you to rummage through the entire cabinet just to find what you need. Target or Amazon sells similar acrylic plastic Lazy Susan products for up to $18, while this turntable at Dollar Tree is only about $1.50 depending on the location. A price gap large enough to make people question whether the store is selling this kitchen organization item at a loss. A minor limitation of this item is that the turntable cannot handle an excessive weight load from multiple thick glass jars. So it is more reasonable to use it for small spices or small cooking oil bottles rather than overloading it with heavy items. Outside the kitchen, many people also use it in medicine cabinets to sort medication and vitamins, or place it on a vanity to organize skincare products much more neatly. A small tip passed around by many is to glue a flat round wooden plaque from the Dollar Tree craft aisle onto the surface of the turntable, making it look as luxurious as a premium wooden tray while the total cost remains under $3. There is a water bottle about to appear right after this, and if you have ever paid over $20 for a famous brand, you might feel a little regretful when you see this version. 8. Plastic flip-top water bottle with handle. Going for a morning fitness walk in a dusty park makes the mouthpiece of a water bottle easily collect dirt if left exposed, and the secure flip-top lid mechanism on this bottle solves that exact worry, keeping the drinking spout completely clean throughout the entire workout session. An authentic stainless steel Owala bottle at Target costs around $25, while this plastic bottle that mimics a similar design at Dollar Tree is only $1.25, a price difference so massive that many people have to pick it up and closely examine the locking mechanism before believing that it functions as well as the name brand version. The smart locking mechanism on the bottle lid prevents water leaks quite securely while on the move, though the plastic material does not retain temperature long like premium metal bottles. Besides carrying it during walks, many people also place this bottle on their nightstand for nighttime drinking, or take it along in the car for long trips without worrying about the lid popping open and wetting the seat. You should only hand wash the bottle and use a small brush to clean the drinking spout periodically to prevent residue buildup, which is a point to note because the narrow spout design is not suitable for dishwasher cleaning. 9. Garden Collection Solar-Powered Mushroom Stake Lights. Spending about $8 for each mushroom light at Lowe's or Home Depot, and then multiplying that for a long walkway in the yard, adds up to an amount that is enough to make many people hesitate to buy the necessary quantity. Tripping on a dark walkway from the yard into the house is a silent worry for quite a few older adults every evening. And a lighting solution that is both cheap and requires no wiring across the yard is something many families are still looking for. The Garden Collection Solar Mushroom Light at Dollar Tree costs just $1.50 and will help you solve that exact math problem. Because you can buy a whole dozen to completely cover your garden, while the total cost is still less than the price of a few individual pieces bought at retail stores out there. The whimsical cottagecore-style mushroom design automatically charges via sunlight during the day and automatically emits a gentle glow when it gets dark, requiring almost nothing else from you besides pushing it into the ground. The light from the lamp leans toward aesthetic decoration, not strong enough to replace primary utility lighting, and the maximum illumination time is about 6 hours after nightfall. In addition to serving as a marker light for safe nighttime pathways, many people also plug them around flower beds or create accents on the balcony to make the garden space more lively in the evening. Staking the light in a spot that receives direct sunlight for at least 6 to 8 hours a day is a small tip to help the solar battery charge most efficiently. Up next is an item whose price on the shelf makes quite a few people look twice, because looking at the quality, no one would think it could be that cheap. 10. Hallmark greeting cards. A detail few people notice is that the back of these cards does not have the original price printed, so the recipient cannot guess where you bought it at all. A subtle plus point that many people only realize after buying them a few times. The cardstock is still thick, and the design is exquisite, completely up to authentic Hallmark standards rather than cheap knockoffs. So holding it in your hand, it is hard to distinguish it from cards bought at more expensive stores. A customer once shared in a shopping group that she gave this card to her best friend for her birthday, and the friend even praised how beautiful the card was and asked which store she bought it from, leaving her just smiling without revealing the true price. Target or traditional bookstores sell standard Hallmark cards for $3 to $5 each, while at Dollar Tree, the Expressions line is only $1 each, and the Heartline line is even 2 cards for $1. A discrepancy that makes many people recalculate the amount of money they have spent on cards bought elsewhere over the years. Many families with children and grandchildren scattered across multiple states still maintain the habit of writing handwritten letters and sending cards to one another on holidays and birthdays. And buying low-priced Hallmark cards here helps maintain that habit regularly without being as costly as before. Card designs for major holidays like Christmas or Thanksgiving usually sell out very quickly if you do not buy them in advance to stock up early. And a store employee once mentioned that as soon as November comes, customers have to stop by multiple times a week just to pick an appealing design, because shipments cannot keep up with sales. In addition to sending regular wishes, many people also frame beautiful card designs to decorate rooms or keep them as keepsakes for special family occasions. Many regular customers share that they buy a bundle of cards with a variety of themes, such as birthdays, thank yous, and condolences, right at the beginning of the year, to use immediately when an occasion arises, avoiding having to run around looking to buy right when needed while the prices are higher at other stores. These 10 items are only half the story, while the other half lies in how you walk into the store. And there is a spending trap that a lot of people still fall into, even when they already know about these items. When you step foot into Dollar Tree, make a list of the items you need to buy in advance, focusing directly on the supplements, safety equipment, or Hallmark cards, items that are truly high quality while the prices are unusually low. Personally, I find this to be almost the safest group of goods to buy here, because the risk of low quality is minimal while the benefits are clear. I have witnessed not a few people walk in intending only to buy a pill box, and by the time they reach the checkout counter, their shopping cart is filled with a few more decorations that were not in the original plan. And that is exactly how dollar stores make a profit to compensate. If you want to be more certain about ingredients, a few barcode scanning apps like Yuka can help you check quickly before putting items into your cart. Smart shopping is not about staying away from dollar stores, but about knowing how to choose the right items worth buying and skipping unnecessary spending traps. which I think applies correctly to any store, not just Dollar Tree.